you'll get to hear. Okay, good. Yeah. You'll get to hear a bit about Hume, since we missed you, of course, down there. Yeah, but you'll get to hear a fair amount about it through the other speakers this morning. And I think Brent, did you hear much about Hume yet from anyone?
No, I haven't talked to anyone, no.
Okay. You'll hear a fair amount about it this morning. I'm texting your sister right now.
I just love getting your texts.
Okay, there. Okay, good, Barbara. So happy you're with us. So happy you're with us. And Joanne is with us. Good. And there's Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer. We're very, very blessed to have Jennifer with us at Hume last weekend. Jamie, were you bored down there? Hi, Jolene. Okay, I think let's go ahead and open in prayer, and then we'll have a few wins. And so let's just bow our heads in prayer. Dear Lord Jesus, I come before you because we're in profound need of you, Lord. I certainly am. I depend on you 100%. And I call on you to please lead and guide and direct this meeting. Lord, give us your wisdom and direction, we ask in Jesus' name. And Lord, we also thank you for the many, many, many blessings you have given to our team, many of them. And so we ask your wisdom, your direction. We declare our need for you and gratitude and thanksgiving to you, Father, in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Well, we're so happy to have each of you here, and we're going to take 2, 3, 4, 5 wins. And then we will jump right into our program. And maybe to prime the pump a little bit for wins, you can share 30 seconds, anything from your business or your personal life. And I'm going to just share that we had several records last month. Daniel had his best month ever, so let's give Daniel a hand. And we'll hear about that in the recognition. And Jamie, I checked, he had his biggest month in the last 12 months. So let's give Jamie a hand. Jamie and Carol, best month in 12. Leslie Hansen had her second biggest month in 12 months. So a lot of records being set. And then Jenny, would you mind taking 30 seconds right now and share, did you get a new customer or a new promoter? And you're muted, so maybe you can unmute.
Yes, I did. Awesome. She was raring to go. I mean, her husband said, let's just use it first. She goes, no, she wants to go full bore, and she's ready. She's already got people lined up. I'm so excited about her. Her name's Barbara Byrd. Okay,
that is fantastic. A great name.
Exciting.
Great name. Hopefully she'll be like Barbara Chichester, hopefully.
Yes, exactly, Barbara.
Yeah, Jenny and Barbara.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine, hon. How are you?
Good. Good to see you. I'm sorry, Bob.
You too. I'm sorry. We're busy in a second.
Yeah,
what did you say, Bob?
We're hoping Jenny's Barbara will be like Barbara Chichester. And and Jenny, how did you meet your new promoter? How did you meet her?
Well, she used to go to our church, she and her husband, and we met her at the home show. And she, the husband gave me his phone number and it was transposed. So I sent her videos and everything. Somebody else got those videos, but she never. And then one day she called me and said, because I tried to get a hold of them and nothing. And so she says, yeah, we want to get it. I says, well, can we do it? Well, yep. So there we are. It was great. And they're just interested in doing a lot with their grandson also. So, and people that oh, she has them lined up. I'm so excited.
Wow, that is fantastic. And congratulations, you guys. Let's give Ginny a hand for being at the home show, having a booth. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yes. And Sandy, could you take 30 seconds? Are you there, Sandy? I see you're on, and tell about your did you get a new promoter by any chance, Sandy? You got to unmute if you're there. I see you're on. Does anybody else have a win they would like to share?
I have one.
Okay, please tell us.
Good morning, everybody.
Good
Theresa,
morning.
welcome. Welcome.
Thank you. Let's see. I think it was about a month ago. There was a lady I met at a soap making party at someone else's house. The lady was teaching us how to make homemade soap, and one of the other attendees ended up talking about soap and skin and that kind of stuff. And she was like, she just randomly asked the group of people standing around if anyone knew of any good like skin care stuff that she could use. And she said that she'd bought a whole tub of coconut oil and was trying to use that, and it was just drying her skin out and all this stuff. Anyway, so before we left, I talked to her and said, you know what, I know of something that I think you would really like. And I'd gotten to know her a little bit better over the course of our time there. And so I'd started a little bit of a relationship. And so anyway, she came over for a spa hour just the next week and ended up buying a skincare kit as well as signing up as a member.
Wow.
So,
wow.
yeah.
Theresa, tell us, how big a sale is a skincare kit? What is that in volume or cost?
Oh, let's see. I think in PV it's 147. I think.
And how about cost?
Sure. Cost is, oh, what was it? I don't know.
Okay. Does
But
anyone
someone
else
else
know?
might know.
Yeah, Barbara, do you know what a skincare kit would be?
Daniel might know as well.
Yes, it is 188.10 for distributor and it's 147 PVs. Yeah.
Yeah, wow, that's quite a nice sale, Theresa. Congratulations. Way to go. You invited her over to your house?
Yeah.
Okay, good job.
And we had lunch, and I mean, it was a totally like warm lead. Like she completely led it herself by being like, does anyone know? And so I was like, wow, I might as well take the opportunity.
Yeah, good job. Good
Yeah,
job. Way to
thank
go. Does anybody else have a win you want to share? I heard Jennifer, did Jennifer join up your daughter yet, or is that in process?
No, I did. I joined up both my daughters.
Woo.
And one is a nurse, but she's opening her own salon to do some beauty things. I don't know what, but it was really important for me to get her signed up because I know she likes a product. She'll have it in her salon. And she got one of the skincare things. That doesn't show on mine because I wanted to get it right away. I got it from Jolene.
Uh-huh.
And then I signed up my other daughter as well. So.
Wow. Now, it seems like I remember hearing that you had said you're definitely not going to sell this or something. Is that?
Well, I'll tell you what, I've been using NeoLife for a long time, and I've given a lot of products away over the years because I really didn't pay attention to the business end of it. But now knowing that the business end is going to be something that will be helpful to other people too, I need to do a better job of explaining that. And so that's what I did with my daughters. And they're like, oh yeah, okay, I'll sign up as a distributor. So.
Wow. And so you got 2 promoters, is that right?
Yeah, promoters, that's
Wow.
right, not distributors.
Incredible, incredible, incredible. Give her a hand, you guys. And we'll hear from her shortly. I think what we should do, because we have Leslie's going to be traveling right away, and then Joanne, I think, has some customers there. Joanne has a salon, and we were blessed to have her with us at Hume. Is Leslie available? Daniel, do you know if she can go? Because if not, we'll introduce Joanne.
Yeah, she's outside putting her suitcase in the car, but she'll be back in about 30 seconds.
Okay,
So while she's walking back in the door, I did have a win I was going to share, but
okay.
you kind of mentioned it as the first win. So it's just this being my best month ever, and pretty excited about that. And so I'm like, okay, let's see. Today is the 6th. Maybe the bonus check will be deposited. So I checked my bank account this morning. I'm like, oh, nothing. I'm like, oh, it's Saturday. I have to wait till Monday because they haven't uploaded reports in the back office either. So now I got to wait till Monday to see what the bonus check is. But oh well, I'm still excited.
Oh, yeah. And we already know what your car allowance is. Can you tell them what your car allowance alone, not even counting the rest of your check is?
$1,000.
Wow, you got it there.
You guys, how many of us could handle $1,000 car allowance? Okay. And with NeoLife, the nice thing is you can use that on anything. Josh and Chelsea Clark, Josh and Chelsea for years.
$1,000 car bonus, not counting his check.
Yeah, $1,000. Okay. Let's see here. Is Leslie ready? If Leslie's ready.
Yeah, she's gonna go out to my computer.
Okay. This first person that's going to share, for those of you that are new, she leads the largest team within our business, very successful. Her and her husband have been involved in NeoLife for about 43 years, and they have a $500,000 a year business. It's outstanding, $500,000 a year in volume. And she was with us at Hume. And she has definitely benefited from residual income because her husband got promoted about 3 or 4 months ago, Daniel, to heaven. And sometimes when a dad gets removed or promoted to his next stage of life, sometimes there's a drop in income. But with NeoLife, you have residual income if you build well. And Leslie had the second biggest month in the last month. So that's been wonderful to see the business just steaming right ahead. So Les, can you share a few minutes of impressions? And then after you, we'll go to Joanne Washington. I'll introduce Joanne. And let's welcome outstanding individual. Leslie's very sharp on product, and she's going to share a little bit about her experience at Hume last weekend. So let's give her a big hand, you guys.
Thanks. Thanks. Yeah, a little more detail. My husband passed away. It's going on 6 months now.
Okay.
And when we stopped working completely for 3 months, I couldn't believe it. The size of the check was still just as big. And I thought, oh my goodness, this is what residual income is all about. And I just was so grateful. I mean, as soon as I'm done here, I'm going to be heading to Portland to go to a funeral in Wisconsin of a fellow that he wasn't even 60 that suddenly died in his sleep. And he's got 8 of his 14 kids still at home. And they don't have a second business and stuff. And I just feel so bad for them. She does have a very large family that will help her, and the 6 older kids too. But it's like, I just wasn't thinking about this when I was 26 and started up. And so I think this is a worthwhile thing to mention about, when people get older and they want to travel and they want to be financially free. And a lot of them aren't healthy enough to do it. So we've got the best of all the worlds. Anyway, Bob, Hume Lake was great. And the people we've brought with us really, really have enjoyed it, learned a lot, and just loved that group. But I want to share about World Team.
Okay.
That was just the week before.
Yes.
So it dawned on me, talk about travel, and people, so many people wish they could go do things like that. It's like the company's investing back into us. But what it really shows is how many people you have helped, how hard you've worked, how many people you've helped. And I don't care what you do. If you want to take vacations to Cancun, you have to work hard. So why not work hard on something that actually rewards you? You know, it's like, what is that they used to say about the people who worked all those years and then they were given a gold watch for retirement? Well, one of our friends was one of the first or top line FedEx pilots. I mean, he moved to Memphis from here when they opened, and he knew the owner, and the owner didn't even show up to his retirement. I think he was pretty disappointed. And so anyway, we have such an amazing company. And by the way, if it wasn't for us, there wouldn't be a company. So we're like super important to them. But, you know, getting to go there is actually a measure of how many people you have reached out and helped financially or health wise, or oftentimes, you know, the leaders, we all have our health testimonies too. So looking at it that way, it's really a special type of a business that we're in. Anyway, so Hume Lake was beautiful up in the mountains, and we stopped to see that massive redwood. Was it the Sherman one? Grant. Okay, yeah, Sherman would we had to travel south a ways to see. Anyway, and the they have an amazing setup up there. People get there and go, "This is a camp." It's actually really nice. But and Louis and Laverne just take such good care of us and just include our team as part of their group there, and we so appreciate it. Thanks, Bob, for, you know, paving the way for all of us. And then and then with Cancun, they always pick a really nice resort. And how many of you want to go to Dominican Republic next year? That's our next world team vacation. And so there's people that have earned that from 0 in 6 months. So it just depends on, you know, how hard you want to work, how much you want to plug in. And so I encourage everybody to come join us. We'd love to have you with us.
Well, Les, do they have you in a Motel 6, or do they give you allowance for sandwiches and hot dogs, or what's the food like?
Well, let's see. There was a steak place and a seafood place and a Mexican place and an Italian place. And then there was the big buffet that was there all the time if other things weren't open. And it had, I mean, breakfast in there, you felt like you were in Japan, Hawaii, here, Europe. Yes.
So there were 7 or 8 restaurants I heard, and it was all inclusive. You could have no bill, right? You can have whatever you want in any restaurant you want.
Yeah, plus we ordered room service about 1 o'clock in the morning once too. Right in the beginning when we got there late or something. And so they just bring it up to your room. It's all free.
Wow.
Well, it's all included. I better say that.
Yeah, and then the beach is real pretty, and the pools, and just gorgeous resort, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. And I mean, various ones of us had our kids with us. So they some of them were young, but some of them were, you know, older teens or out of college already, and they just went and had fun. So my son Daniel usually always goes with us. Teresa's gone. Our oldest son Michael has gone along. This time we had Lisa, since she lives in Mexico, fly over and meet up with us with the 2 little boys. So we have a lot of free time. And when I wasn't at the 2 special dinners and the catamaran cruise and the snorkeling outing, I got to go play with my grandkids. There were slides and a zip line and just lots of adventure, lots of different pools. But here's something that everybody was really enjoying. It was like 1 or 2 weddings a day the whole time we were there. So we got to see, you know, what people were wearing, hear the music. That was fun too.
Okay, you know, that's an indicator of how beautiful the resort is, that people want to be married there because it's so spectacular. And Les has been on, would you guess, how many of these trips do you think you've been on, Les?
I think 5.
Okay, I think more than that, because
Well,
I've been in
oh, no,
Hawaii
6.
with you. I've
3.
been in Hawaii with you guys 3 times.
Right. 3 different Hawaiian islands, Cabo, and twice in
Cancun.
Cancun.
Yeah, okay. Well, and they're not boring, you're telling us this.
Oh, no.
Okay, well, let's give Les a hand for qualifying for that. And
Thank you. Thank you.
yeah, thanks for sharing, Les. And Barbara has been to 2 of those and she was qualified. It didn't work out for her to go this year. She had something that she was not able to be there, but she was fully qualified. And Joanne, is Joanne on? Because we're going to Joanne and then Jolene and Jennifer. Is Joanne available? If Joanne is on, Joanne came to her first NeoLife event was convention in Palm Springs in July. And her 3rd month in NeoLife, she hit senior manager, which is 1,000 points. And her 4th month, she hit executive manager, which is 2,000 points. And her 6th month, she did senior manager again. And if she's on, she may be with a customer because she has a salon. So we might have to work.
I'm here, Bob.
Okay. So
I'm
Joanne,
here, Bob.
Joanne already has about 300 points this month, Joanne, in November. Did you know that?
No,
Right now in November.
I did not.
You already have 300 points on this month. So Joanne is definitely experiencing the
Wow.
residual income with people continuing to buy. So Joanne, take a few minutes and tell us about your time at Hume, if you could, please.
Well, I'll start by saying that it was a beautiful place and it was very welcoming. The people were very, very kind and nice. And I can't say enough of nice things about you and Steffi, because you guys just really embraced me and helped me because I was having a hard time walking and the whole bit. So I know you were tired by the time you got home, waiting on me during that time. So that was great. The food was incredible. I ate too much. So I decided when I got back home, I was going to do the weight loss challenge. So I'm on that now. So you guys root me on that. So hopefully I'll do well with the weight loss challenge. But one of the things about the training itself I thought was just incredible was the information that John Miller shared with us on the the difference between plant-based, vegan, and vegetarians. Now that in particular is very interesting to me because I have clients that are vegetarians and vegans that are losing hair. So I wanted to really understand more about the nutritional part of it. And he gave us just step-by-step information on what to do, what these people could eat, what they should look out for, what vitamins, minerals, amino acids that we need to include daily for someone that is a vegan, okay? And so protein, most of them are not getting enough protein. And so John just really clarified that. And we talked about the new vegan product as well. That would be very, very helpful to a lot of my clients or clients that I deal with. So that was good. The other thing that I thought was so great was the scripts for the business and for nutrition. That was incredible because I was stuck. I wasn't sure what to say or how to approach people regarding the products, and also giving us information on how to talk about the products, giving us more detailed information about each one of the products that we're able to present to people that are able to help people with their health issues. So I learned so much, and I walked away feeling very confident that I can approach someone, whether it's regarding my business, because I teach hairstylists how to treat hair loss in their salons. And so just one sentence here, the first one, what are you doing to boost your income? So I thought that was really great. That's an icebreaker for me. And I'm able to talk to hairstylists without feeling uncomfortable asking them that question. You know, are you open to take a look at a way to increase your income? So all these things meant so much to me. And so I just enjoyed it all the way around. It was great, really, really good.
Okay, well, we were so happy to have Joanne with us. She flew up from LA, and Joanne has a very successful business. Is it 29 years, Joanne, or 39 you've had been self-employed?
35 years.
35, yeah, that's very
35 years.
very, very successful. And Joanne had a real high compliment paid to her because Levon Vaughn, who is the biggest, most successful distributor in Louis' team, asked Joanne to do a meeting for her, right, Joanne?
Yeah, she wants me to do a presentation on December 2nd.
Okay.
And I'm going to talk about why women are losing hair. We got in a conversation at lunch about, you know, a lot of them are losing hair because of COVID-19. And so I wrote a blog and explaining why COVID-19 is causing so many women to lose hair. And so some of them have already requested that blog. But yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about COVID-19, hair loss, and we're going to talk about hair loss in general, because none of this is new for women. And very few companies focus on the problems that a lot of, you know, that women have when it comes down to hair loss. So we're going to talk about those things, and I'm just going to pull back the curtain and talk about what they can do, what vitamins, minerals, what they can use through NeoLife to help them resolve their hair loss or get that hair strong again and healthy.
Okay, good, good. Well, I tell you, we're blessed to have Joanne with us at Hume. We're blessed to have her in the team. And she, to me, she's very, very smart, because the most important event of the year is pretty much convention. And Joanne came to her first convention in July. And then these 3-day retreats that Joanne was just telling us about, and Leslie told us about, they're very, very, very valuable. And there's another one in April. So down in Hume with Louis' team. So you guys keep that in mind. And there's one actually next weekend. And write this down, please, because you can hear more phenomenal speakers from the Wisdom Builder team. If you go to WB Retreat Virtual, I actually not sure if it's WBRetreatVirtual.com or WB Virtual Retreat. I think it's WB Retreat Virtual, but it's one of those two.com. You can register to watch it for only $30, and you have it on demand for 30 days that you can watch it anytime. So that'll be, anyway, I commend Joanne for taking in these events, because the people in our team, yeah, Joanne, go ahead.
I was just going to say, if there's anyone that's interested in joining us on December 2nd, please let us know, and we make sure you get the link. Okay. And you're welcome to share it with any of your friends and family members as well. Okay, so we'll send all the detailed information out so that you are able to join us.
Yeah, if you can send me the link, Joanne,
okay.
Because I know Jolene wanted to get on.
Okay.
And if you can send it to me, then I'll
okay.
forward it to Jolene. Okay. Well, you guys, let's give.
I would be interested as well. Mary.
Mary.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. We'll get that link out.
Okay, Mary.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joanne.
Okay, thank you. So I better get back to work. Okay.
Okay, thank you for coming on.
Bye.
We appreciate it. Okay, well, our next.
Talk later.
Okay, thank you. Bye, Joanne. Okay, so our next two speakers are Jolene Cox and Jennifer. And they're longtime NeoLife customers, very long time. Jennifer can quote every speech Don Lawson ever gave. I'm so impressed with her memory. It's just shocking how she can remember all those things Lawson said. Anyway, we were very, very blessed to have Jolene and Jennifer with us. And so whoever wants to go first, please start sharing what it was like to be at the event, please.
Well, I'm
You're
just,
on mute.
yeah, no, you can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Hume's a really special place for me anyway, because that's where I met my husband and I used to work there. So when I heard there was a conference there, I was like, this is a win-win.
Yeah.
So actually, I expected a lot, and that's why I was talking it up and making sure Jennifer would go with me, but it really actually exceeded all my expectations. I mean, all of them.
Wow.
The weather was gorgeous. It was great to bring Jennifer. You know, meeting people, everybody's extremely friendly. There's one of the first meals, we didn't know too many people, so we sat by ourselves on one of the meals, it just happened that way. And then when we started sitting by people at the meals, I realized we're not ever sitting by ourselves again, because every meal you gain about as much as you do in the meetings. I mean, it's like amazing that the meals are just a continuation of the amazing information that you're learning, but maybe on a more of a personal basis with people. So that was amazing. All the talks were great. The atmosphere was great. The people were just, so friendly and willing to share whatever they knew to help you out with anything you wanted to learn. It just exceeded my expectations. The talk by John Miller, where he goes through the decades of the accomplishments of the company, I think that's very impressive, and I would like to share that with some people, just to show them how amazing the company is. And I remember telling Jennifer, if you really think about all that goes into making some of these products, all the checks and the double checks and how they manufacture them, you suddenly realize these things really aren't very expensive after all,
Right. Less than coffee. Seriously.
So yeah, it was amazing. It really was.
Are you passing it to Jennifer?
Yeah, okay. So I'm a real homebody. So Jolene put a little bit of pressure on me to go, but I don't regret it at all. It was wonderful. I think there's a few things that's really stood out. I mean, for one thing, the camp is a beautiful place, and the weather was great. And so that just seemed like a blessing. But also the atmosphere of collectively, the people there was just really positive and really encouraging and uplifting. And it's not because they're the kind of people, generally speaking, that, I didn't meet anybody who was in denial or stuck their head in the sand as far as the major health concerns people have today in the recent times because of COVID and things like that. They acknowledge that, and there's people in the groups that, have suffered loss and health issues. And yet just the hope and the positive atmospheres, like we have these amazing tools. God made our bodies so amazing. They can heal themselves if we give it what it needs. And NeoLife has that. And like Jolene was saying, and Joanne and other people here, that, you learn a lot. And there was things that even I was doing. I knew about NeoLife shakes. I'd used them before, but I hadn't used them recently. I was doing an off-the-shelf vegan one. And it was really disturbing to me because I recently read a book called The Moth in the Polio Vaccine that talked about the lead and the arsenic that we were spraying on food and what it was doing to the human body. So to find out that the off-the-shelf vegan shakes, protein shakes, were more likely to have lead and very unlikely to have everything that they tell you on the label that is good for you. That really upset me, having just read what lead does to you and those kinds of things. And so I went home and threw that away. I'm not going to do that anymore. So I was really, really thankful about what I've learned, and just remembering all the things that NeoLife has already helped me with. And I was convinced that I need to do a better job of not only educating myself on some of the areas that I don't know, and explaining it to the people that, because I give product away all the time because I believe in it and it's helped me so much. And I just need to do a better job of going the next step and saying, you know, this is gonna benefit you. If you know people you want to help, why should I, you know, be the only one benefiting off of, you know, you telling other people too? Why don't you sign up as a promoter? So
What has the product, can you think of one or two things the product has done for you, Jennifer?
oh yeah. Well, first off, Don Lawson told me, I talked to him in person. I got to hear him speak years ago, and then I went up afterwards because I had some questions. And one of them was, after having 3 kids right in a row and having bad nutrition as a kid, because I moved out on my own when I was 15, and I still felt good, but I wasn't getting good nutrition. So then when I had 3 kids in a row, right after that, I just started having infection after infections, sinus infections, bladder infections, urinary tract infections, and usually strep throat every winter.
Wow.
And so I went up and was talking to him about that. And he said, you really need to take vitamin C, a lot of it on a regular basis, with a bioflavonoid, and NeoLife, you know, has the best product. And I don't have those anymore. I don't call up my doctor, who's a family friend, but I don't have to call him up when I'm on vacation to send in antibiotics somewhere. I haven't done that in years, not since I talked to Don Lawson. And then because of financial reasons, there were times when I was a little spotty taking NeoLife, but I would still always take the vitamin C with the bioflavonoids. Well, anyway, issues in my legs, I started having these blood clots. And this was 10 years ago, and I had them for about 2 years. And then I started taking, I just financially was able to take more NeoLife products on a regular basis, including vitamin E. And it was only recently I was trying to figure out how long ago I was having issues with those blood clots in my legs. And I quit. The last one I had was 8 years ago. And that's exactly how long I've been more faithful about taking my NeoLife. So I was like, well, there you go.
Wow, that's impressive. So way less infections, like you're not having to call in for that. And
Not since I started taking religiously vitamin C. It's the one vitamin, if you had to, if I had to have all the other ones taken away from me, the vitamin C with the bioflavonoids by NeoLife, I have to have it every day. So.
well, when you say taking it religiously, does that mean you have to take it at church, or what's that mean?
No, you know, religiously, like you brush your teeth,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
like it becomes habit, you know.
Okay. And so do you take just 1 E a day, or do you take more than one, or for the clots?
I usually take a couple, and then I also take the salmon oil, so probably the combination. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very helpful. Now, do you think you might talk to a few more people about the products or the business, do you think? Because I know you already got 2 promoters just since last weekend.
Yeah. So I still have my list that I wrote down from when we were at Lake Hume.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm working my way down there.
Do you have an idea how many people are on your list right now?
Probably 30, maybe.
Very good. Very good. Okay. Yeah. We're going to have a promotion. It's only going to go 2 weeks. It starts next Monday, and it'll go for 2 weeks. And we'll tell about that at the end. So if you're not able to be on at the end, because Jolene said you guys might have to take off, maybe I should call Jolene maybe this afternoon, so you guys will know about that. But you can get $10 for every presentation you do in the next 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I still want to give product away because that's just what I do. But what I want to do different is that when I give it away, whether it's a birthday present or just because I was talking to a friend and they have an issue, I want to do a better job of explaining why I think the product is so great and it will help them, and also what the financial opportunities are. That's what's been missing. When I give things away, they're like, yeah, okay, this was free, I'll take it, and thanks. But I just need to do a better job when I gift it to them.
Okay. And what makes you comfortable? Not everyone's comfortable about sharing that financial opportunity. And I've heard you say that at least twice. Why are you so comfortable? That's amazing. I'm impressed.
Well, I guess, the residual income, that if other people, you're helping them, and if they understand it as well as you do, and they start taking it on a regular basis and they help their friends and tell them,
right,
then just the fact that you get rewarded for,
yeah,
telling people such helpful things.
Right, right. That's a really good point because I heard this lady say that network marketing, which is the business we're in, she said all humans are hardwired to do it. Everyone, because we very naturally, if we go to a restaurant we like, we start talking to people and we refer them to that restaurant. Or if we see a movie we really like, it's very natural. We refer people, we say, you gotta go to that movie. It was so awesome. We tell them about 2-3 scenes. If there's some shoes, this lady was talking that she loves, people will comment on them. She said, yeah, go down there. It's over in that mall. And so we very naturally promote anything we believe in or that we really like. But when we send people to the movie or to a restaurant or to the shoe store because of our enthusiasm, they don't send us a check.
Right.
But with NeoLife, what NeoLife does, they pay us to do what we are hardwired to do, share what we believe in. And
that makes perfect sense to me. My husband and I, we set tile for a living, and we have our own business. We have since 1995.
wow.
And we printed business cards a long time ago, but we don't advertise. We've never spent any money on advertising. And it's because our customers, we try to make sure that they're happy. If there's any problems, we fix them. And so they tell other people. And, but you know, then when we find out that somebody's referred us a lot, yeah, we want to give them a better deal. And we're getting a little bit old to be down on our hands and knees setting tiles. So I'm hoping I can do a better job of letting people know about NeoLife, because I could use those residual checks.
Right, right. Do you believe there's any such thing? I'll just tell you, I don't believe there's any such thing as too much money. I don't believe that. Do you? Are you with me that there's no such thing as
Yeah,
too much
because then you have opportunity to give more, you know?
Exactly,
So, yeah.
exactly. If we have all our needs met, which is just absolutely wonderful, wonderful thing, then and we have more coming in, then like you said, we have ability to help others. So that's good. That's good. And that lady right next to you, she impresses me. She does about 2,000 every single month in sales, sometimes up to 4, but 2,000, about 2,000. Wouldn't you say, Jolene, almost every single month?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And is that because you're doing appointments every day for the last 8 months, or is that because you tell us about that? I mean, you've had some fantastic meetings at your house with like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people. They were tremendous, but I've been up there only twice, I think. And then you've done one-on-ones, but do you see a lot of people repeat orders month after month? It looks like to me on your profile.
Most people do. And honestly, I mean, I'll make a confession. I haven't followed up like I should. That's one thing I know I need to do, is just follow up with people. But even though I haven't done a good job with that, 95% of them are continuing to order every month. So I think people are looking for better health options right now. I mean, it definitely is a time to take advantage of that. Yeah, and I've had a couple of just off the wall ones lately too that I wasn't expecting. I think if we're just steeped in the information and we know about NeoLife, we know how it can benefit people, we can be ready when people share things when you're not even expecting them to.
Right, right.
I might have something that might help you.
Right. Yeah. If we're listening at all. And Jennifer, on a put you on the spot a little bit, on a 1 to 10, how would you have rated the 10 being good, 1, not the seminar last weekend at Hume?
I would say a 10. It definitely was way better than I expected it to be. Good. I expected it to maybe be a 6 or a 7, but
Did you?
It was a 10.
Okay, yeah. Well, fantastic. And Jolene, do you think Gay had a similar, was she quite pleased with convention? I'm kind of putting you on the spot too.
Yeah, no, I think she was. I'm sorry she couldn't come to this, because I think this would have been amazing. But yes, I think she did have a good time, and I think that propelled her forward too. Yeah, it was good, and she met people. I think the thing is too, you meet people, and that's really key, because then you can talk with them personally about their stories, and it just makes the whole business more personal.
Yes.
Bob, I wanted to ask you, as far as tools for helping us explain things, along the lines of what Jolene just said, meeting people, I found on Louis' site some testimonials. One was 10 minutes long, but most of them were 1 to 3 minutes. And I'm wondering, is that the same as the 2-minute testimonials we're supposed to, that it's a tool for us, or is there something else that also has that? Is there more than one that has that sort of thing?
I'm not sure, but I went on in the Proven Wellness, which just for everyone that's on here listening, did you go on his Proven Wellness site, Jennifer?
Now I don't remember what it was called, but I do remember his name was on there. So
Okay.
yeah, that must be what that was.
I sent an invitation to a lot of people yesterday. I'm not sure if I got one to you. Did you get yours, Jolene?
Was it email or text?
And under notifications, just so everyone can hear, Louis Smith has 2 Facebook pages. One's called Proven Wellness and one is called Proven Success. And if we have time, I'll show some of the things from that. Well, Daniel, are you able, Daniel, are you there to let me share screen right now? And then we'll
yeah, you can go ahead and do that. It's open
Okay.
for you.
Okay, and then after this, we'll go to Theresa. But if I can, I think this might work here. Can you guys, can you see this? It says hypothyroidism right here.
Yep, we can see it.
Okay, and see it says psoriasis here, increase your energy, swollen feet and ankles, mouth sores, Hashimoto's, swallowing challenges, understanding cancer, Crohn's and colitis, blood pressure, anxiety, chemicals and pesticides, protect your joints, blood clots, fatty liver disease, PCOS, that's polycystic ovarian syndrome. And that's actually quite common in women. Here's cholesterol, hyperthyroidism, change your diet, change your life, probably gum problems, weight loss, boils and skin ulcers. You guys, look at this. Look at this wealth of detox your home, rheumatoid arthritis, inflammation arthritis. And I just have to say, we are, I'd say, quite indebted really to Louis, because this is extremely kind of him to let us on. They've spent a lot of money and time developing this Facebook page. And this is the one called Proven Wellness. And there's tons and tons. This is just one guide in the whole thing. There's a lot more. And then they have another one called Proven Success, which is similar, but is for the business. And so if you want to get on these, send me a friend request on Facebook. And then why don't you text me to let me know it's there, because I'm not on Facebook all the time. But if I know that you sent, text me, please. And then I can send you an invite into these groups, because they are absolute wealth. And it's what I was saying, is very, very kind of Louis. I mean, unbelievably generous to allow us on there. It's his team. And by God's mercy, he seems to like us or something, because he's never done this before. But he told his administrative assistant, which is Arlene, to that our team can get on there. So she sent me the notification so I can get on and I can start inviting people. So see, guide 2 is weekly health talk Zooms. And there's just absolute ton of these. And here's health testimonies. And here's 90-second stories. Here's the 90-second stories, Jennifer, right here, 90-second stories. So vitamin products, look at this, acidophilus, vitamin E, calcium, just tons of training available. So you guys, let's, I just wanted to comment on Jolene. She has 2, let me see, I'm gonna get out of here. Jolene has 2 people from her team that are very entrepreneurial. She took a friend named Gay, who is extremely entrepreneurial. She has Airbnb, they have a kennel. They're talking about opening a RV storage. And then Jennifer here with her, who is very entrepreneurial too, had their own business for a long time. So what I hope to see happen, Jolene can, and I can help Jennifer any way possible to get her to, if Jennifer would like to get $1,000 every month check, we can build that to where she's at director. And then Jolene and Dan might have to go to Dominican Republic next year. And if Jennifer, at first, I know one of her daughters for sure is entrepreneurial, because she said just opened a hair salon. Is it a hair salon? Did you say, Jennifer?
No, they're doing skin. I don't know all what. Yeah,
Okay.
cosmetic.
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay. So if anyway, there's a huge market out there. It's in the billions, both for skincare and for nutrition. It's in the billions, and they're buying products now that are not that great. Anyway, there is a big need, and a lot of people need money too, because hardly anyone, I've seen the statistics, has enough savings. Hardly anyone. There's some that do, bless their hearts. They've worked hard, they've saved, which is very commendable, to live below their means so they can get a growing reserve, which helps us all. The more we have in a reserve, it helps us a lot, actually, in my opinion, for less stress. So you guys, we got financial needs we can help meet by serving others with nutrition needs, etc. So thank you too for your report. Thank you so much. And we're so happy you were both with us. And there's another retreat in April at Hume, if we want to go, and we can take more people. And then there's one next weekend. I just got to remind you guys, you can register at WB Retreat Virtual, or WB Virtual Retreat, but I think it's WB Retreat Virtual. It's only $30, and that's next week, and you hear more great speakers, and you'll be able to access it for 30 days afterwards. Like if you have a commitment next week you can't be on, doesn't matter. If you get registered, you can watch it later. So
can I ask you a question, Bob?
Yes.
Is there any benefit in me signing up my husband? Because I mean, he takes the product, but he takes, what I order. There's no reason to sign him up, is there?
No, it's just one per couple.
Okay.
Yeah. But we want to mobilize him for sure to use it, because he's an entrepreneur too, right? Yeah. So, okay, well, thank you too. And we'll go now to Theresa Hansen. Theresa, I think she's brand new to NeoLife. I'm not sure if she's ever used it before, but just joking. Theresa, can you share with us a few minutes of what your experience was at Hume?
I'd be happy to.
Okay.
Thanks for asking, Bob.
Yeah, absolutely.
As I think several people have mentioned, I know Jennifer did for sure, the atmosphere there at Hume Lake is just amazing. And such an atmosphere of positivity and encouragement and love. Every single person that you meet or talk to, they're just genuine in every way, and they have such hearts of gold. Wow. And they make you feel like family, and they're willing to help if you have any questions. So many of them have such a wealth of excuse me, a wealth of knowledge. And so if you have questions about any kind of health concerns or anything, and you just go up to Melanie Whitcomb, who's a naturopath, or Levon Vaughn, who knows so much, and you ask them a question or whatever, they are more than happy to help and lend a hand in whatever way they can. And the whole event was a really good mix of fun, excitement, information, inspiration, lots of stories and testimonies. I think one of my favorites was Brad. I don't know his last name. You might know it, Bob. But
Brad Righteous.
Brad Righteous. Okay. Yes, I hadn't heard his story before. And was it Parkinson's that he had?
Yes.
Okay. Even before he got up on stage, he actually danced up on stage to music. And as soon as that music started and I saw him dancing, I turned to my brother Daniel and I was like, I'm crying and I don't even know what his story is.
That was incredible.
I got tears in my eyes and I knew it was going to be amazing. And it was just incredible story. So if you don't know his story, hopefully it's online somewhere, or it will be. I also really enjoyed John Miller's talk on what rigorous process the company does and goes through with each product to ensure its quality at every step of the way. The testing that they do to make sure that we receive what we need and get the benefits from it. And like he said, other companies don't do that because it's very time consuming and it's very expensive. And so, but NeoLife knows how important that is. So that was amazing as well. I also really love that Louis recognizes and celebrates the little guy, because I'm one of the little guys. With recognition, you know, instead of just recognizing those who are doing super well already in the business and already making a huge impact and stuff, he goes down to the very the person that's making the very smallest impact and has them, you know, come up and get a high five from all the leaders. And I think that's really important to have that encouragement along the way, and I appreciate that a lot.
Good.
Yeah. And
Okay.
Sophia had a good time too.
Okay, yes, yes. I think she was getting product only through nursing, but I didn't see her swallowing any pills, but she was nice and healthy. And I should say Theresa and Daniel were outstanding on music. You guys, we give them a hand. I mean, it was fantastic Saturday night and Sunday morning at the service. So thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and Theresa did 1,000 last month, senior manager last month. Give her a hand. And thanks for sharing, Theresa. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks for asking, Bob.
You bet. You have a good day. And now we're going to go to Marina. And Marina was also senior manager last month. And she's helped me so much with PowerPoint stuff. And Marina, can you share a few minutes with us now?
Yeah, absolutely. I was super excited to go to Hume Lake. I've heard recordings of Louis Smith, and of course I saw him a tiny bit at convention. And so I was really looking forward to coming to California because I'd heard of Louis events and hadn't had a chance to experience them. And I'm so glad I decided to go because it was totally worth it. That was my first Louis event and my first time at Hume Lake, obviously, which was super impressive. That place is amazing. I feel like I'm going to repeat a lot of stuff that other people said, but that location is beautiful. And that was probably one of my favorite NeoLife events so far for many reasons. Like some people have said, from the moment I got there, it felt like a family reunion almost. I only recognized a few people, like I knew my group and a couple people I'd met at convention, but everyone was super welcoming, really down to earth. I was also just extremely impressed again by Louis and Laverne themselves. They don't disappoint. You can really tell that they're excellent servant leaders, and that like servant leadership has influenced the entire culture of their team. Everybody in the team is really willing to support each other. And so you can just go to these people that it doesn't matter what their rank is, they'll get down on your level and help you. And they're both really encouraging and ready to serve at any moment. Even Laverne like came up and encouraged me in particular, which I was really touched by. So you can tell they really care about people and not just their own team, but like our team too. And people that, you know, they're not going to get any benefit except spiritually, you know, treasures in heaven from helping us, and they're willing to do it. I just love that. I was really impressed. I also got to stand right next to Louis and Laverne during worship on Sunday morning. And that's probably more of a testimony to their character than anything else. Just watching them worship God was like, oh, wow, what a great example. So anyway, yeah, at Hume Lake, we heard lots and lots of product testimonies. Oh man, those, like I've heard a lot before, but hearing them in person, seeing the real person tell their story and share, those are things I can take home and say, I saw this person in person. I'm not just saying I heard a video. I met this person and talked to them. And I can share that with friends and family and prospects and have that confidence confidence of like, I saw this person face to face. We heard people's transformations from diseases like Alzheimer's, the onset of Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. That testimony was incredible. In fact, I had seen the video, I think Bob, maybe you sent it to me, of that guy's testimony, the Parkinson's. And when I saw him out of the corner of my eye, I was like, same guy. I was really excited just to hear it in person. And I felt that way at convention as well. A lot of the videos I'd seen, I was like, wow, I'm seeing these real people. This is so great. It just confirms in your mind how good these products are for people's lives, changing their lives. And it gives you real stories you can tell, which is huge. So not only is that practical, like you can take that home and tell your prospects and everything, and it helps your business, but it also just in my own mind helps me believe in the products more. They really are the best products on the market. I don't have to be shy about saying that. There's nothing like them available anywhere else. And the results really speak to that themselves. So anyway, and then of course, John Miller, to kind of cement the integrity of the products, he comes in and does all this scientific background behind everything that NeoLife does as the director of the scientific advisory board. He's amazing. And he talked in depth, like some people have already mentioned some of the stuff I was going to say, but yeah, the vegan talk was amazing. I have a lot of people who are either vegan or eat a plant-based diet, and they don't realize that there's some things that they need to fill in those gaps, and how especially the vegan protein is made to meet the needs of a person who's on a vegan diet. I just love that. He also, like you guys mentioned, talked about the incredibly strenuous and rigorous testing and product inspection process that the company goes through. I didn't realize it. I can't even remember all of the testing and all the levels, but like at the farm, after it's harvested, in the warehouse as a raw material, after it's formulated, before it's encapsulated, after it was in the tablet form, before it goes to the customer, after it goes to the customer, it was like, whoa, what company would do that? I mean, that costs extra money and time, and it's just a testimony to the integrity of the products. And that zero tolerance is NeoLife standard, is just incredible. So yeah, I also really enjoyed him talking about the artificial stomach, which I've heard of before, but it was cool to hear him talk about how that was developed and how it's even more sophisticated now. And then he did this cool explanation of, is it called gel guard technology or something like that? I have heard of that and I have heard it explained, but he explained it so well. I was like, I just need that 5 minutes, recorded. It was incredible. I went with my hands right after he did that. So much information. I have at least 10 pages of notes from him. And then of course, Louis, after he gave us all this product information and great testimonies and all of this information to reaffirm our confidence in the integrity of the products in the company, we didn't go home empty-handed with practical skills. So we got to hear from like world team members, and he did great, straightforward and point-by-point training on the money-making activities that the top performers in NeoLife are consistently practicing. So we can use those to reach, the next rank advancements faster and help more people. And I love the worksheets and scripts. Those were really great. I have both of the ones that he had there. And of course, he had more resources available. And then the fact that he stopped and had like breakout sessions so we could practice on each other. I'm all about like, okay, let's implement, like learn and then implement. And it was great to sit down with people that I know, people that I don't know, and then practice those skills right there in person. So everything was high quality, super high quality training, speakers, and no fluff, absolutely no fluff. It was all so much fun. And speaking of fun, the location was beautiful. The paths and the scenery were incredible. Getting to see the Grant tree right afterwards was great. It was right around the corner. They fed us really well all weekend. There was steak and salmon the last dinner. And then Louis himself made a stew that was delicious, like a soup. And I went up to him afterwards to ask who made it, and he said he himself made it, and they said they dumped whatever was in the refrigerator into the thing. It was great. It was delicious, and organic bread and butter. It was great. That was Sunday after worship, and the Hansens did a great job on the music. That was amazing. Saturday night, Sunday morning. It was so fun. Totally worth every minute. and an amazingly reasonable price for the quality of the training. I thought that event was just amazing. Anyway, now I'm done.
Thank you, Marina. Thank you very much. You know, guys, keep in mind, you're hearing all these wonderful things, that there's another event at Hume in April. I don't have the date right now, but Louis looks like it's opened up to us again, which is great. And then next weekend, there's one also that you guys can see by virtual, and they're very valuable presentations, I'm telling you. So Nancy Reese was with us. We're so glad. And I should say the last two speakers have both hit senior manager. Marina has, Theresa has, and generally as senior manager, you guys, that's 1,000 points. Usually their check is anywhere from $150 to $200. And then Joanne, our friend that was doing the hair loss, she's talking about that. She's got as high as executive manager, which is 2,000 points, and Jolene is often at that. And just for the people that are new, 2,000 points, that'll give you a check of around $500. So you guys, all of us, like I said before, in my opinion, there's no such thing as too much money, because there's so much need for it. There's always, if we don't need it all, we can help someone else. So senior manager, about around $200 check. Executive manager, which many people on this call have done, $500. So Nancy, could you take it away? Nancy Reese, this month she had 1,568 points, which is very, very good. Nancy, can you take a few minutes and share your experience at Hume with us?
My phone without moving it out of place here, sorry.
Okay.
I loved Hume, like it was more beautiful than I could have imagined. It was just fabulous. It was incredible. The whole experience was wonderful. The speakers were great. Each session was so significant. I learned a lot of different things. I even have put the things into practice by contacting people on my contact list that Louis had us make. Yesterday, I also went to the bank and started my business account, so I can have my NeoLife separate from my personal account, so I can really get this business rolling, because I've been just over 2 years, 1 month. And so I want to get more serious about it. I know a lot of people that are very ill, and sometimes I just do get discouraged that they don't want to change or don't want to invest in themselves. I just say, give it a chance. And I tell them about the 90-day money back guarantee. So I think things are going to start rolling here. So one of the best useful takeaways that I got is very simple. Walking through this book called The Path to Vibrant Health. And just Louis showed us, just highlight the things in here that you find most useful, and then just walk the people through it. So it's a step-by-step, which is what I need. I also loved the church service on Sunday morning, and the music was fantastic. So thank you to the Hansen family. What else can I say? Everything's already been said, it seems like. I took a lot of notes that excess body fat promotes inflammation. This was interesting. All of mitochondrial in the world is from women. So that was interesting. 4 out of 5 people are taking daily supplements. We just need to get them on the right ones. 59 nutrients are needed for our bodies on a daily basis. And like Louis said, we want promoters, not members. And to keep, as I did yesterday, keep the product business separate from personal business. And I learned a lot about that. I was able to pick Steffi's brain as we picked her up from the airport and drove up to retreat. And then just talking about the 2 approaches, 1 product, 1 business. And here's a good one for me. Never push people. Always be on the lookout, though, for meeting people that are in need of what we have to offer. And like Louis said, KISS, keep it simple and straight. What else? I got to talk with Deborah, and she is really, really good at meeting people and just cold market, just meeting people, getting their information and having them watch a video that she sends them a link to. So I need to learn more about how to do that. I'm not technical at all. And I think it was Louis that said, how can we do anything without God? So I think I'll end on that.
Okay, Nancy, we're happy that you were with us. And Nancy had 1,568 last month, which is very, very good. And she's been over 2,000 at least twice. So we were delighted to have Nancy with us. She has a great ability for contacting people. She's joined up quite a few people. Would you say about around 15 to 20 possibly, Nancy, would you say?
Probably around 20.
Yeah, very, very, very good. So give her a hand. Appreciate her contribution she's made. And I think right now we will, I'll make one announcement that Kendra Brassfield, the CEO of the company, is going to be with us on this call next month, you guys. So that's something to look forward to, and invite friends. There's especially like entrepreneurial friends, anyone who wants a business, by all means, get them on the first Saturday in December, because Kendra, the CEO of the company, will be with us speaking to our team. So that'll be thrilling. Well, right now we're going to go to a wonderful, phenomenal person I admire greatly. Barbara is going to show us how to do a catalog presentation. And Barbara is a strong world team member, strong Sapphire director, month after month. And she's very gifted leader. So she's going to show us now how to do a catalog presentation. And let's give Barbara Chichester, Sapphire Director, World Team Health Professional Panel. Let's give Barbara a big hand.
Thank you, Bob. Welcome, everyone. And you notice I got better with my technology. Okay, and I guess what's his name? Up. Daniel, have to how do we do this? Daniel, have to let me share.
Nope, it's open for you.
It's open? Okay, all right.
You can share anytime.
All right. Okay, all right, I good, got it. Okay, so when I meet a client, and I ask them and they said they're busy, I will let them know, can you just give me, I say 15 minutes, I already want 30, but I'm giving them some time to ask questions. So I will so I'm going with energy. So feel better, look better, live better, because the brochure is so beautiful. It gives you a lot of enjoyment. So that's what I love about it. So I have to keep in mind, it is 15 minutes, I told them. So I skip along and I go to this powerful top sentence here. We all have the power to take control of our health. So I'm just taking bullet points. And sad news that chronic disease still is at core. It is at its core, creating 70% of death worldwide. We know is higher now. And look at what the chronic diseases are: cardiovascular, cancer, diabetes, chronic respiratory, and dementia. Nothing has changed for all these years. We continue to have these three driving the force. But we have fantastic solution. We have good news. Nothing is new, but it's still good news. Weight management, physical activity, whole grains, fruits and vegetables, and fish. So I let them know, based in nature, backed by science, and we have these incredible scientific advisory boards that make sure our products are well taken care of and consumed, and for our safety, because it's 15 minutes. So change your life one cell at a time. So this is where I slow down a little bit, and I let them know I would discuss these 4 tablets in 2 supplements in the little package, the sachet. And then I spend a little bit more time here. I said, your cells are hungry. So let's look at you. You have 73 plus trillion cells in the body. And this is what's happening here. So I focus on these 2 little cells here so they can get a better understanding. So the membranes are rigid. So when nutrients go in and waste cannot go out, you get a constipated cell. So you keep duplicating this unhealthy cells, which leads to challenging conditions. And this could go on about 20, 30 years, because people will say, I just got a diagnosis from the doctor just happened. No, it didn't just happen. This is what it's all about. Then you want it right here, soft and permeable, where it goes in and waste goes out. So this is what we have. We don't want a constipated cell. Then I read this little part here. Unfortunately, grain processing strips out the outer nutrient dense layers that provide phytolipids and phytosterols. And this all leads to inefficiency at the cellular level, leaving you feeling tired and sluggish as well, because they will tell you you're tired. So then I go now and say, this is what was the key missing in your diet, this key ingredient. This is what has been in the grain. And I tell them a little bit about the grain, a little bit of the grain story about the horses. And this grain is identical, this oil, to keep this permeable. So, and this is what gives us the energy. Then I go to the, carotenoid complex, let them know about the fruits and vegetables. And I said, okay, it's boosts immune system by 37% in 20 days. It needs to protect the cell. So I go back to remind them that the grains is to feed the cells. It's hungry. Now we go into this here, and it was clinically tested even by the USDA. And I said, well, 15 power of carotenoids. So I want to let them know what is in the carotenoids. So NeoLife did a great job. So carrots, tomatoes, spinach, red bell peppers, strawberries, apricots, and peaches. So to let them know it is vegetables, etc. So this is important. 20%, 20 days, 37%, very, very powerful. Omega-3, heart, brain, and joints, and more, and much more. So the young lady I did it with recently, I look at what is their story. So she's pregnant. So I go right here and I said, Omega-3 salmon oil plus promotes youthful brain function, healthy, flexible joints, and healthy eyes. Ideal for pregnant women to support fetal eyes and brain development, because I knew her story. So I'm just trying to get little things here. So I go through all this here about the inflammation, but I focus also on, my hands are quick here. I also focus on the inflammatory index. How it reduced the inflammation, lower the inflammatory index by 68% just in 8 weeks, And then we talk about the joint pains, etc. And then I just briefly go through the vitamins, but it's very important to have, it's more than multivitamins because it have the phytoenzyme for easy digestion. Then I go on to the shake. Protein shake, wow, glycemic response control. So here is the little line. You want to keep your blood sugar as much as possible. Most of us going to is yo-yo here. However, if you get the essential 22 amino acid, it will help to stabilize and give you energy. Also, it's good for weight management and also just for, it's a replacement meal. Most people, when they lose weight, they lose muscles first. Well, this helps to retain it. And it promotes gut-brain satiety signaling. And I let them know the different flavors it has because time is of an essence. And then I let them know we have the new vegan protein. And this is the best seller. This is what we do. We share the breakfast pack. So it's a complete pack for you and your family. And she has a little boy. So I said, everybody can have that separately. So it's a complete meal and you get all the nutrients the body needs to promote optimum health. And then I let them know, well, this is what we have, 3 for free. If you share it with 3 other people, plus yourself, total of 4, you get yours for free. And that's what I do. I just ended that way. Now, the young lady who I shared with, she is pregnant. She has a 4-year-old son. So I went and said, well, she has a 4-year-old son. So let me go to Children's Health. I want to show her everything. So I don't want any, because I already got her story. So I just wanted to make sure I cover that. And we did it on Zoom. And acidophilus. And meanwhile, we were sharing and chit-chatting. So I went to Children's Health. So didn't spend time because she's busy, because she's a hairstylist also. So I went straight here and I said, this is what your son can have. And she said, well, what could he have? I said, well, so I went right here. NeoLife is so good, right here, the kid's journey to pro health. So he is a kid. So here it is, number 1, salmon oil. Number 2, Vita Squares and Vita Guards. How do I know that? Here it is, 2, 3. See, NeoLife had put that in the catalog. Is beautiful. Just take a look at your catalog and you will see that. So that's how I was able to share with her what was number 1 and 2, because it's right here. Right here. And then when I'm finished, I just ask her, what did you like about this presentation? And she will say, she said that it was very informative. She loved the colors, but you have to generate the excitement. But when she saw the page, feel good, look better, whatever, she enjoyed that. We end up talking for an hour. You see, so I let her know, she let me know how much time she had. She told me she didn't have much time because she has stylist. 15, she gave me 20 minutes. I gave her 15. So when you do that, here it is, we spent an hour because she was so intrigued on how everything was set up. And that night she signed up as a promoter, and I just looked at her product. She will get a check for this. She doesn't know that because she has no clue. She'll get a check for this month already. I think she did 288 PVs. And so that was awesome. And I did the same one on Tuesday with another lady, and she did sign up the Sunday night, but she got more clarity on that. So utilize your product catalog. It is beautiful, and you just listen to their story before and you get things that is applicable to her. And she was really interested in the salmon oil because she bought 2 because she's pregnant. You see, so that's where the focus was. So that's it, Bob. I think I made it, didn't I?
Yes, you did. Very good. You guys give her a hand.
Thank you.
And thank you so much, Barbara, for sharing that with us. You guys, the way you do it, Barbara was telling me, I've actually never done a catalog presentation on Zoom like Barbara just showed us. But Barbara was telling me last night, you go to the back office, you go to resources, you open the catalog, and then you do Zoom so that when you hit share screen at the bottom, it'll show the catalog, right, Barbara?
Right, that's correct. Yes.
And then Barbara, they could go anywhere in the catalog, right? Like if they have digestive problems, you could go to the pages on digestion, right?
Good point. So what I do, I focus on the first set, the breakfast pack. Yes. And then if I know ahead of time is that I go to the digestive page. If they're having problems with heart, I go to the heart page. So I knew she had a child 4 years old, and I knew she's pregnant. So I was able to just shift to the child because the pregnancy things was really at the omega-3. So the way the catalog is set up, it has all these items: digestion, heart health, women's health, whatever it is, bone health, etc. Everything is there.
Okay. Yeah. So I think Barbara's approach is excellent because she covered like Pro Vitality, the cells, like a foundation. And then if they have special needs, then we can go to the pages of the catalog that address those needs, like Barbara was saying. And I was talking with Josh last Tuesday, and Josh said these should be a minimum of 15 minutes long. He said we can ask for 15 to 20 minutes because then it's not going to be as hard to get appointments. We're not asking them for an hour or 2 or half an hour. We're just asking 15 to 20 minutes. But Josh said if they're engaged, feel free to go to 30. He said minimum 15, maximum 30. But Barbara went much longer. Sometimes they're very receptive, so that's fine. He told me if they're not very engaged, they're just being polite and courteous to allow us to practice. He said we should probably cut it off at 15 to 20 to respect them and to honor our word that we're only asking for 15 to 20 minutes. But if they're engaged, very much engaged and showing interest, we can go a little longer. So.
Well, Bob, what was interesting about this, as she said she was busy, so I gave her 50. I told her I'll do it for 15 minutes. Is that okay? She said, yes. So when I finished, I said, okay, tell me what you like about it.
Yeah.
So this is where the conversation went on. And so, because I'm finished, I did my obligation. Now we having a dialogue. So it ended up a whole hour, talking about products that she used, that one I told you about, Garden of Life or whatever it is, supplement, etc. But I finished and I said, okay, well, that's my presentation. Thank you so much for allowing me. What did you like about it?
Yeah.
So when I said that, she said, oh my gosh, I'm so fascinated about the cells and what's going on with the cells. So that now led to our conversation, you see? So I fulfilled my obligation. She did whatever she had to. So probably a lot of people may not be busy for that 30 minutes. They just want to bypass you and say, okay. But really, when they get this, boy, she's supposed to be busy. Here it is. We did an hour.
So she was very much engaged, obviously, right?
Yes, and her mother happened to be there, and her mother came in, and her aunt came from Mexico and visiting, so they listened for a little while. Yes, so it benefited. Yeah.
Fantastic. You guys give Barbara a hand for helping us with that. Now for you guys that want to grow, we're going to give a cash incentive. It's only good for 2 weeks. It starts on Monday, the contest period, and goes through the 22nd. And if you want to participate in this, please send me an email, and then I can send you an attachment that explains what to do. But all we're doing is we're calling people and asking them for 15 to 20 minutes. That's all, just so we can practice presenting our products. You can tell them, hey, we're with the health and wellness company, and we're attempting to reach out to more people. And could I have the privilege of booking a time with you within the next 2 weeks of a 15 to 20 minute presentation that I could show you on Zoom or in person? And then we do what Barbara said, and you can get $10 for every one you do for the next 2 weeks. So Jenny, you have some people, I think, on your, maybe some leads to follow up with. Nancy always has people that she can talk to. Sandy, Marina, you get $10 for every presentation you do in the next 2 weeks. Chelsea, we feel bad we didn't get to have you with us, but I think you've got some flavor, from all these people, what they shared. And if I were you, I would get with Jamie and just work him to death for the next 2 weeks, because what we're going to do, anyone who has, you're going to get $10 for each presentation. And if you want to get in on this, please email me and ask me to send you the attachment. It'll explain how to verify that and how to get the money. But if you do 10 or more in the next 2 weeks of these, just 15 to 20 minute presentations, some are going to go maybe an hour, like, because Barbara's person was very engaged, but we're only asking for 15 to 20 minutes. And that's partly to make it easier to get the appointment, that we're not going to take a ton of their time. And we can tell them, hey, we just need to practice what we're doing. If you could help me out. And so whoever has the most over 10 in the next 2 weeks is going to get a $100 check. Whoever has the second most is going to get 50, and whoever has the third most is going to get 25. So Chelsea, please work Jamie to death and grow your customer base, because we have lots of senior managers in the team this month, 9. I think it's right time right now to read these off to recognize, and then we'll wrap it up. And for those of you who want more product training at 11 o'clock, please write this down. The Zoom is 963-644-1807. And that'll be from 11, probably 11:30, 11:40. We'll go 963-644-1807. And the password is ATP. And I'll say that one more time, because the phone that you can text me on will be tied up because it's going to be used in the presentation. So 963-644-1807, password ATP. And we'll be talking about digestion and brain health at 11. So right now, this is a big thank you to the people in our team who've contributed massively. These are the senior managers and up. Joanne Washington, who was talking about hair loss, she did over 1,000 points last month. Sherry Reef in the Hansen team, 10,058. Josh and Sam Kramer, 1,104 points. Phyllis Oviat, 1,120. Cecile Joseph, that's Allison's team, I believe, 1,126. Sandy Reynolds from Jamie's team, 1,184. Cindy Swan, Hansen team, 1,383. Nancy Reese, 1,568 points. So all those people last month will be getting checks for anywhere from probably $160 to $300. Okay, and extra money is very helpful for all of us. So that group, those are the senior managers. This next group is executive managers, and there's 6 in the team. And these checks, these people are getting checks anywhere from $500 to $855. You guys, that's pretty substantial. And that's Brent and Ramona Chichester with 2,005 points. Give them a big hand. Heading up Canada there. And then Jolene Cox in Portland, 2,115 points. And then Laura Kickbush in Wisconsin, 2,046. Kathy Swancott, 2,409. Joy Cordell, she's in Seattle, 3,038. And Allison Wilson in New York, 3,152 points. We're very proud of Allison. So everyone in that last group, those are executive managers. $500 to $855, pretty much the range in that of those checks. Now, this is the top 10 in the team for, these are all directors. And we had Mr. Dean Vandenberg with 4,001 points. We had Claudette Cyrus in New York, 4,182 points. We had Marilee Blomberg, 5,024. Janice Grange, 5,008. John and Debbie Chambers, 5,575. And John and Debbie are not with us today because they are doing a booth, which is very commendable. That's what we all need to be doing, out prospecting and showing what we have. They're at a booth. So anyway, John and Debbie did almost 6,000. Gina Ellis in Wisconsin, 5,709. Mark Ritchie in Iowa, 5,724. Jamie and Carol Wilson, biggest month they've had in the last 12. 6,768. So give Jamie a hand. Great work. Jamie's a gifted leader. I'm telling you, he had 7 from his group registered for Hume. And so Jamie and Carol doing a great job. Record biggest month in the last 12. Then in number 5 position, our remarkable health professional panel, who just helped us with a catalog presentation. That's Barbara Chichester, 7,435 points. And Barbara's check, her car allowance, not counting her check, is $600. So give her a hand. That's very nice. And then we have Victor Pearson, 8,500. Leslie Hansen, 9,822. Stephanie Beckett, 11,617. And this guy in number 1, he has a habit. It's a very consistent habit of being number 1 in personal volume, month after month after month. He had a record month, you guys, and just his car allowance, we mentioned earlier, just the car allowance, not counting his check, $1,000. But his volume last month in number 1 position, we're ever so grateful for Daniel Hansen with 25,085 points. So that is outstanding, Daniel. I salute you. That's excellent, tremendous. So thank you.
Definitely a lot of blessings for sure.
Oh, huge.
And excited.
Yes. And Daniel, do you want to take 30 seconds to say anything about Hume? If you want to, you can. You don't have to.
I don't think there's anything I can say that hasn't already been said. I love the people. I love the event. I love how there's they really hit the learning hard and they hit the fun stuff hard too. So it's a good mixture. It keeps me more engaged than a lot of events. So you're not in the back like falling asleep or something. You're actually engaged with the speaker, and it really kept it moving. The sessions weren't too long and stuff. And so really love that. And of course, the location. Everyone talked about the location. It's just beautiful up there. I would definitely go back. And yeah, my only complaint is the band. I don't know where they found that band, but I'm just kidding.
You're the only one that complained. I heard so many good comments. It's unreal. So, and I love the band. I thought they were excellent.
Oh, that's good. I'll just take your word for it and stop complaining.
They were very. I even heard Louis and Laverne were very, very, very pleased. So that's excellent. Well,
yeah. No, it was a joy to do the music for the event, and that was actually a highlight as well, to be able to do that and perform with my sister Theresa again after let's see, I haven't played with her for 2 years, so that was really a blessing and super fun, to be back on stage with her.
Yeah. In my opinion, it's quite an honor, really, to get asked to. And man, people were having a blast Saturday night with you guys' music. I mean, they were clapping and really moving with it. And then Sunday at church was superb too. Excellent. So thank you, Daniel and Theresa. Thanks, Theresa.
Yeah, our pleasure.
Okay, good. Now for group volume, we want to acknowledge these people. Barbara Chester's in number 5. This is group volume, not personal. 11,617, you guys. So that's well over 10,000. 11,617. Thank you, Barbara. Good job with your fantastic team you have. Then in number 4, John and Debbie Chambers, Musack in Grants Path, 12,343. Very, very good. Then in number 3 was Victor Pearson, 35,559. That's a lot of volume there. In number 2, this is Leslie's second best month for the year. Leslie Hansen, 40,616 PV. And you guys, that's a $500,000 team there. That's a remarkable team. She has 2 phenomenal directors, and more coming. She's got Daniel Hansen is one of her legs, and another leg is Gina Ellis back in Wisconsin. So that team did 40,616 points. And then in number 1, Marilee Blomberg, she has Bob Pearson Senior's team. Has passed to she is at the top of that team, and their volume last month 77,017 points, you guys. So that is a $1 million team, and I'm just grateful to each of you. Keep in mind, Kendra will be with us next BOC, first Saturday of next month. Our CEO, quite inspiring speaker. We always enjoy her very much. Get your Wisdom Builder virtual retreat. So you can, that's only $30. And then if you want to get in on that contest where you can get $10 for every presentation you make in the next 2 weeks, just email me or text me and I can send you the contest details. So I'll be seeing some of you at 11, and you guys have a great day. And thank you for participating. Thanks everybody that spoke. Jenny, we'll look forward to your report, and Sandy's at the next BOC.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, Jamie. Thanks, Carol.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, David.
Bob. Thank you, Bob.
Goodbye.
Bye. Is that Andrew?
Yeah, something spectacular which I've seen from you.
Okay, where are you from?
Yeah.
Where do you live?
I have been learning also a lot of things. That's why I am this years, and I have been quiet for long since I was talking also some Nazi, so that I can get also the richest point which I am going to do something great also in my life. That's why I have been quiet for long. But real, I will be visiting. I will be attending also the Zoom meeting every now and then, so that I can improve also my lifestyle, so that I can improve also my business. And I would love to appreciate everyone in this meeting as because they are extremely wonderful participants, and it is how we're gonna get also the personal motivation from different people. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Good to have you.
No one knows who he is.